Okay, I think I got it working. Let me check YouTube on my phone, see if it's working. We've got an hour and a half left of the trading day. And Bitcoin's been struggling. Let me check and see if I'm rolling here. I'm not seeing it right now, actually. There it is. There it is. Ah, all right. There it is. It's a slight delay. Okay. So for today, market opened here, or no, market opened right here. Wait, what? Oh, I was on the wrong day. What is going on? Oh, it zoomed out a lot. Okay. Gotcha. So market opened here, yeah. So anyway, the SPY opened down, and it's had a good run for the day. So it opened right here. Opened down, and it's been running up all day on the 5-minute chart. That's what this is here. Take a look at the 1-minute chart and see if it's going to continue this run or not. So ran hard, sideways down, not much, which this is an indicator that it's not done. It's consolidating, but it's not pulling down sharply. Now we do have a sharp pull down right here, though, and even a lower low than this low, and so that could be something to watch for. But it's rebounding pretty well, and yeah, it's not looking weak, I wouldn't say by any means. So we'll continue looking at we can continue looking at the 1-minute chart, actually. Bitcoin over here, it was not looking good throughout the weekend. We can take a look at what I was seeing. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. Okay. Bitcoin's been struggling. It's down to 112,750. We're on the 1 hour, so it's not terrible, I guess. The problem here, and actually, when we're looking at a chart, we pull up the bigger screen here, full screen this can make it easier to see for analyzation purposes. So it was not looking good on the weekend during this whole stretch, because if it was going to be bullish, like this to this point was okay, but then all of this was bad. These were all bad signs. It shouldn't, if it's bullish, near term, it shouldn't be drooping downward. It was drooping down, banging against the support line, and the bottom fell through as expected at that point. And so now fell to here, and it's not rebounding strongly. It's consolidating, so it's not a good sign. But to me, Bitcoin's got so much fundamental support, just with increased adoption and so an increased volatility in currencies like the dollar. But really increased adoption, like a lot of companies that like to invest in it now, more hedge funds and everything. And so I'm just bullish on Bitcoin over that, but the chart's not looking too hot right now. Look at the daily chart. When you look at the daily chart, I mean, to me, first glance, it looks okay that it's fallen. It can continue. It can still rebound. Really, it should rebound about where it is, but I mean, it could go for even a lower low than this. Come down into this range. But yeah, it's not looking like near-term bullish very strongly, so that's a little concerning. I actually have some calls on MSTR and MSTU that maybe I should consider selling. MSTR has not gotten pounded that bad today. I mean, it's down for sure, but not pounded all that badly, as bad as could have been. But yeah, I could probably consider selling the Bitcoin. Let's see how it's rebounded. I mean, it's rebounding sideways, but we'll let this run play out. We don't want to see it continue to bang against the floor here. If it keeps banging against the floor, eventually it falls through. But right now it's pulling up strongly. I'm just hesitant to sell anything on a bounce like that, on a crash like this, because like I say, I'm so bullish overall fundamentally on Bitcoin. We'll go back to, we can check. I know AGQ Silver is one of my favorite plays. It's having a nice day today. So you take a look at that. That's the daily chart. Boom. Pretty good. It's just a steady killer. Open is finally having its day of going down. Still hanging in there pretty nicely though, for all things considered. I would expect it to come down into here eventually, but it's holding strong so far. Moderna's holding up good, having a good day today. The reports last week or so was that the government was going to come out with a report linking some childhood deaths to the COVID vaccine, which was going to hurt Moderna pretty bad. That hasn't happened yet, and then Moderna had positive clinical trials for an updated COVID vaccine. So that's why they've gotten this boost from here to here. But they're one that's banging the floor against this, and look at how often they were. And if it wasn't for those positive clinical trials, they're about to fall through the floor. They lose a ton of money too on their earnings. So there's that. We go back to this setup here where we can just catch the movements of SPY and, well, no, it's now showing Moderna. We don't want Moderna. We're now showing Moderna on both. I didn't expect that. It changed the chart on us. It's making both of these Bitcoin. I don't get that. Oh, this ain't working. This ain't gonna work out too well, is it? Oh, close that one. I'm going to here and view it in a widget. Minimize that. Minimize that. That's a little harsh. It won't cooperate in that way. But here we are. 1 minute. Bitcoin still running strong. I like that. On the 1 minute, it's rebounding pretty strong. So I can hang tight with where I'm at. The market's looking strong on the 1 minute. Look at that. It's pushing for new all-time highs. I mean, that is strength. And it's pushing for all-time highs. I'm gonna pull up CNBC Business on my phone. I can relay any important information that's going on. I'll have to turn the volume off on it for the most part, but if I catch something interesting or valuable, I will relay that info. So we've got an hour 20 left to closing, or till close. Market's about to pop for all-time highs. It looks like this is real bullish. I'm not viewing this. I wouldn't view this as like a resistance point where it's gonna. I mean, it could reject right now, but just getting up to there again is bullish. So if it does reject right now, I would still expect that eventually it breaks through. Yeah, so we're at all-time highs in the market. I'll check my Robinhood on my phone and see what else is moving that's interesting. And Bitcoin struggling down to less than 113,000. A little surprising. I mean, it wasn't surprising looking at the chart for over the weekend. It looked like it was going to crash, but before then, I thought Bitcoin would be stronger. I mean, you got the market at all-time highs, gold, everything else. Bitcoin, I thought, had the best catalyst with so much increased adoption and everything. So, no. GameStop is doing well today. GameStop is issuing warrants on October. I think it's October 5th, something like that. But they're issuing warrants, basically call option for people with shares. I forget the details, but I think that GameStop will hold its price up until then, and then they did have good earnings, but after the warrants, I'm wondering if after the warrants are issued, I wonder if they will crash because people are going to be holding on and buying shares so that they can get the warrants, but the call option. But after it's and the call option is for like $32 or $33, but I wonder if it'll crash after that, since that incentive is no longer. Even though the market's doing so good, the VIX is actually up a little bit. So SVIX is -1. X the VIX, it's down 0.5%. So the market's doing real good, but there's still some nervousness and implied volatility. And the market's only up 0.5% today. It started today down 0.3, or pre-market it was down a third. So see how oil's doing. Oil is about even. Indo, popular oil stock, is even. HUSO, one that I like, HUSA, Houston American Energy. I don't necessarily like them right now. They've been beat down, but maybe. I haven't been considering oil too much lately. But if oil is going to have a bear run, or bull run, which I'm not really counting on that, but HUSO is down 1.5%. Gold having another huge day. It's up 1.66%. Or that's GLD at least. Let me see if that's an all-time high. Yep, it made all-time high today. So gold is just continuing the rip. This did go for an all-time high SPY, and now it's pulling down. But yeah, just very, very bullish. SVIX for a swing trade for today, I would like it. Probably can even hold on to it going into tomorrow. I'd be a little bit nervous just because the market's up so much, and always that possibility for it to go down, especially if any kind of news comes out. But technically, it looks strong right now, and so tomorrow, if it's a continuation of today, probably be pretty strong. So Putting some money in SVIX would probably be good. SVIX is a negative 1x of the VIX. Maybe there's a bigger leverage one. I don't think so. Looking at options on it. Yeah, I'd probably just buy the stock. I should probably free up some money on my Robinhood account to do that. How's Bitcoin looking? 1 minute. Okay, Bitcoin's pulling down a good bit. A little bit anyway. I don't know if I have the balls to sell any of my Bitcoin plays, but I should probably sell something. Diversify a little bit. Man, AGQ is up 4.7% today. That thing is a beast. Yeah, there's some good investments all over. I kind of went all in on the MSTR calls and MSTU calls on Friday, and yeah, hasn't been looking good. But like I say, the stocks held up better than they could have. They could be down a lot more, I would think. I don't think I have the balls to sell for SVIX or anything else. May not be the time to go for SVIX anyways. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably decent, but it's looking strong. But I mean, a lot of room to the downside if anything does happen. NUGT, they're a gold miner 2x ETF. They are up 5% today. What a beast. And it's up 93% in the last 3 months, 305% year to date. Good Lord. Oh, what do we got going on here? Doesn't look good. Nope. Maybe it is time to get out of Bitcoin. I do have a lot easier time reading these charts on my phone. Or I guess this full screen isn't too bad either, but it's changing the widgets, which is weird. Yeah, the market's looking good. Market's looking so strong. I can't believe it's not pulling Bitcoin with it. Bitcoin does have some correlation to the market, how it moves. Well, I imagine I've got no viewers. Let's take a look. I wish I could see that somehow. I don't know if that's viewer count, but it's the chat anyway. Well, I don't know how to see if there's any viewers. There's probably no viewers. There's nobody in the chat at least. Yeah, Bitcoin's not looking too great even right now. Maybe, I don't know what to do. I mean, It's not looking good, and there's other plays that are looking good, but beat down to here, it's got a lot of room to recover if it wants, if it ever does. Got support right here where it rebounded strongly last time. But it did end up falling back down to here. This is like a huge range of support as well. But I wouldn't want it to come down to here. If it comes down to here, that's not good. I just don't think investors are going to let it keep crashing down. It's looks like a juicy time to be loading up on it, I would think. And S&P is, it might come down from these levels, but even just consolidating and holding range right here is very bullish because it's at the top, it's at resistance, and for it to even be going sideways and not crashing downward strong is a strong move. Oh yeah, there goes Bitcoin. It can't help herself. Fuck. I should see what kind of price they're laying on these calls I have. Okay, so I have 355 calls on MSTR that expire Friday. So a call that expires Friday, I mean, chart doesn't look like it's going to rebound by Friday. Got a lot of room to work to make up now. I mean, it'd be kind of unusual to just, in the matter of a couple of days, just totally reverse course. $3.55, selling it for $2.14. I bought it for $3.90. $3.55, it's at $3.35 now. It's likely to end up being worthless. Likely to end up being worthless. Maybe a good time to get out of it. Nothing about Bitcoin's looking strong. I think I should probably trust the technical read on this and save myself. I mean, yeah, it's not to say I'm giving up totally on Bitcoin, but you know, those call options, at least that one in particular, ends on Friday. Expires on Friday, so you don't have a lot of time to make up the ground. Be a sharp turnaround in the matter of a couple of days. I don't know about that. Nothing on the chart is telling me that it's going to turn around soon. I mean, when it drops here, if it's going to turn around, you want it to, at least from this point, be going sideways, continue up. You don't want it to keep poking the bottom, which is what it's doing. Yeah, it can't sustain anything higher. Every time it goes higher, it's poking back to the bottom. I guess I gotta get out of these. I guess I need to sell this. Okay. 355. I'm selling it. Selling both for 2. Should I sell it for 210? Then what am I gonna buy? Fuck. Everything that's looking strong is also up. So yeah, it filled. Everything that's looking strong is also up so much. So I don't know. Maybe I will buy the SVIX. The VIX is up today. The VIX is volatility index. It goes up on volatility, but really it kind of goes up when the market goes down for the most part. All right. Well, Bitcoin is dropping more. I have other calls that they don't expire this Friday, but they expire October 10th, and they probably would be profitable and hit the money by then if Bitcoin will probably turn it around by October 10th. Gives you 1, 2, this week, next week, and another. So it'll probably turn it around by then, but I can get a better price if I get out now and get in later if it continues going down. And so let's do that. So October 10th, $400 calls. Let's go ahead and get out of them. Down 40% today. That sucks. But I only bought it for $2.11 since at 2005 cents, so that's not bad. Let's go ahead and sell this. It's at $2 on 400 at 335 right now. Yeah, that'd be good. I'll sell it for 2.03. See if we can get out of it for 2.03. Didn't hit. Let's replace that. Let's just get out of it for 2.02 maybe. Come on. Jesus. Guess I just have to get out of it for the asking price. Try to squeeze out $1 extra per contract. Not gonna happen. Okay, I'll just go for the asking price. There you go. Sold all 4. And I have 415 call for 1010. How about that? I haven't taken too big of a hit on it. Well, pretty big hit. Or no, only 14% overall. 335. Man, MSTR is hanging in there strong. People like MSTR lately. But this is just ugly. This is real ugly. There's nothing good about that. Just trying to get out of it. I only have one available. 1.25 shy. Sold it. Sold a 415 call expiring 1010 for 1.25. Price is 335. And it don't seem too bad at all. That seems pretty nice. Now the only crypto play I have is I have 66 call options of MSTU at 650, but average cost on those is only 5 cents, but I don't think I can sell them. I think you can only sell in increments of 5, and there's no bidders for it, so we'll hold on to that one. So I still got quite a bit exposure with 66 of those calls, but yeah, so we'll hang on to those ones. There goes the market popping for higher, as I kind of thought it would. And so market's going for all-time high. Probably a good time to go for the VIX. Or short the VIX, I mean. What else could I even entertain? I'm going to stay away from crypto for now. Yeah, I think getting involved in shorting the VIX is the best. May find out if there's a more leveraged one than SVIX. I can't remember. Ask ChatGPT. He knows everything. Looks like that answer is probably no. Taking XFix here when it's so high, I guess, is a little risky. It's a lot of room to go down, but it's also so strong. And SVIX is down today, so it's got some making up to do. Okay, so SVIX, it looks like, is the CNBC's talking about France's debt dilemma. All the other countries have a debt dilemma as well as us. Some of them have even higher debt to GDP than we do. Probably nobody has a higher pure debt, though. Well, I'm staying away from crypto. The market looks good, and I think I'll just go for the SVIX. I could go just buy into the market, but the thing I like about SVIX is if the market goes like this and really more sideways, SVIX should go up. However, there could start to be a lot of implied volatility because it's so high, but okay, I'll go ahead and buy it. Don't think options is going to be worth it. Let's see, how high can it get? 2140, I mean, call option. No, I don't think I'll go for a call option. I'll just buy it. I think I'll get an okay price. How much volume is on this? If I do market, yeah. I should get an okay price on a market order. Let me test it out first. Okay, on a market order, it gave me 21.27, which, yeah, that's a good price, so I thought I would. What do we got going on here? Up, down, and holding what is now the new support line after it was a resistance line. Yes, sir. Going to go ahead and load up. Put everything I just sold, I'll put it into I will put it into SVIX. Okay, got it in at 21.27 again. Good price on the market order. Now we monitor. What are we talking about on CNBC here? They're talking about some of the big names. Let's see. Silver, AGQ up almost 5%. Let's go. That's strong. AGQ strong. Okay, so I'm in SFIX now for the most part. Oh, I missed out on plays I like AGQ being up 5%, because I was holding on to MSTR and stuff for over the weekend. That didn't work out too well, and it's not looking too hot now. I am going to be keeping a strong eye on Bitcoin, though, for when I should get back into it, because it's down at these levels where, I think that's a buying level. Now, the reason I sold though is because it just depends what other investors think, and what this chart's telling me is they're not feeling that way. If they were feeling that way, where people strongly felt like it was a buying opportunity down here more so than people wanting to sell, then it wouldn't be continuing to get down to here. You would run out of sellers, and the buyers would buy it up and run it up, and it's not happening. And every time it runs up, you end up with having higher selling pressure than buying pressure, and bringing it right down to where it was. And so I think it's a price where it should be being bought, but new investors aren't thinking so right now. And so, especially since I own calls, if I just owned Bitcoin, I would probably not sell Bitcoin. Problem with owning Bitcoin on Robinhood is when you buy and sell, you have to pay such a premium. You don't get a good price. And so, yeah, if I just own Bitcoin, I might hold it. But holding like MSTR, something like that, no. I like to have that whenever the play is a little bit more confident. Stock market's hanging in there. SPY at least hanging in there at all-time highs. That's pretty strong. I suppose I have to figure out how to get my live chat to be showing up. How to get my chat to be showing up. Maybe this. Do something. Okay, that tells me something, I guess. Is that all it says there? Yeah, current viewers, chat rate, views. Perfect. Zeros all around the board. Excellent, as it says. This is my first stream. It's okay, don't get a lot of views. I was just getting it figured out anyways. Also, not a ton to say today. I'm going to turn CNBC back on, though, and see what they have to say. They're just talking about how the stocks are at record highs. I'm going to turn the captions on. That way. How do I turn these captions on? There we go. Those aren't really helping. Anyway, the tech stocks are at all-time highs. What they're talking about, stocks overall are at all-time highs. S&P 500 is at all-time highs. I know the small cap, like the Russell 2000, they were at all-time highs. Not sure how they're doing today, but I'm guessing it's a broad market rally. Right here it says NVIDIA, Apple lead the market. So NVIDIA and Apple are having a big day, and see SPY's going up, and I pretty much, that type of read on the chart is, in my opinion, the best one. When you see action right here like this one, it was the same with Bitcoin, but the exact opposite right here. It falls way down, recovers okay, but then when it's here, from here to here, this is such a negative sign. It had already fallen a lot. If it was going to change direction, it needs to be rebounding. When it falls and then consolidates, bad sign that it's going for more. And then this is the exact opposite. It goes up a bunch and up a bunch. And yes, it had a strong pull down, but then it, boom, right back where it was. And when you could have a pull down and go down sharply and change direction, it doesn't. It consolidates. It is going down, but it's very slight, and it's more of a consolidation. And when we were right here, I was starting my stream at the beginning of the stream, and I said that, and exactly right. It pushed for new highs. Now, when it comes down from these new highs, at least intraday, you can expect this, and even for tomorrow, you can expect this to be the support line. And it's not like just some kind of magic thing that works out. It actually has reason if you think about it. What it is this price right here is where investors were like, I don't know, if I want to, buy it up higher than this, and blah blah, that kind of thing. It's a real price area where investors were not buying it right away for more, and then so eventually here there's a decision that, okay, it is going to be worth more. And so when you've already decided, yes, it is going to be worth more than this price, where we struggled to break above and then we decided to. Once it's been decided from investors that it is worth more, you do want it for more, when it comes back to here, that same decision is still in mind. Like, well, we just had decided this was a big decision point, and we just decided it is worth more. So when it comes back to here, it's like, well, we're going to stick with that decision. So that's why this becomes a support. And it's running up. SFIX, what I bought, should be running up at this point pretty strongly. Maybe Bitcoin's getting it together. I hate not holding it overnight, but man, it's been looking like shit. I hated holding it over the weekend as I was seeing that. That terrible looking chart. It's rebounding okay, but I mean, it's got a lot of room to go. I can't believe that the market is just ripping like so much, and Bitcoin's down here. If anything, I'd have thought it'd be the opposite, because the market's already so extended. And I mean, the rate cut issue wasn't really bullish, I don't think, for them. Like, you got the quarter point cut, which was exactly as expected and priced in, and yeah, forecasted for 2 more quarter point cuts for the rest of the year, but that was also forecasted. And if anything, there was a lot of dissenters for the forecast calling for no more cuts, which I think was more bearish than expected. That was more bearish than expected, I would say. They barely actually had the votes on the dot plot for having 2 more cuts, is only by like 1 or 2 officials. So here on CNBC, it says post-Fed rally reality check. So you're going to have 3 talking heads giving their opinions, but yeah. Let's see how much. SFIX isn't moving. I'm up 0.03% on that. SFIX is not moving on this strong move here. there's a lot of expected volatility, but if you don't get that volatility, I don't think, unless some kind of something newsworthy or whatever, negative comes out to move the markets, I don't think the markets, even if they, do want to have a correction and have selling, take some profits, whatever it is, recognize that we're so high and take some off the table, still not going to have volatility. It's going to take something newsworthy to have some volatility in the markets, because it'll just be consolidation otherwise. Kind of the same kind of idea that I've sort of been talking about. It'll be movement like this if it's just that. And so, yeah, I do like being in SFIX right now. I'll check my Robinhood, see what else is moving. Well, MSTR is holding price real good. It's actually up just slightly from where I had it, but I had calls that were out of the money anyway, so those calls are probably not up. The market just unbelievable. Look at that. This was already all-time highs right here. Rejected strong from the all-time high, got back to it, which is very bullish. Sideways, very bullish. I was calling that at this point. But even then, it could still go like this, and then this, and then this. It's a sign that it's going to break eventually, but it didn't have to break right away. And then even when it does break right away, I mean, yeah, breaking for a fair amount more. This is crazy. Market ripping and Bitcoin crashing. Bitcoin's not crashing, but it's consolidating after dropping, which isn't the best again. I don't necessarily expect the bottom to fall out on it, and if it does, I mean, it very well might go down to 108, 109, even lower. But man, those would be some buying opportunities. I think investors would see that as buying opportunities too. I mean, at this point, some years ago, it was possible that Bitcoin, it's just basically valued. Like, there are some purposes for it for sure, but overall, it's worth whatever people say it's worth. Not like a metal or something that you could actually use. But like I say, there are some values to using Bitcoin, but it's still just worth what people just want it to be worth. So a few years ago, it would have been reasonable that Bitcoin could really collapse. But at this point, so many people in it and believe in it that I just don't think that that's possible. So now anytime you got big money in it, big investor money in it and everything at this point. So now anytime it's, if it gets below 110,000, that seems like a really, really good buying opportunity to me. All right, well, the market has pulled back a little, but only to try to reclaim it. I mean, it is so strong. Crazy. I know my audio is fuzzy. I'm ordering a mic, so bear with me on that. It was gonna be nobody watching this anyways, so Oh, I forgot I could. I'm gonna take a look at, see how this looks. Yep, and look at that on Bitcoin. Pulling up and coming back down. I mean, it's very bearish. I would not be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all that this price is going to fall through. Man, I should have got, maybe I should have got a MSTR put. I mean, I like MSTR and everything, but it might be a good time to get put on it. Maybe even on MSTU. Let's see. So MSTR, 326, $10 on the 100 is about 3%. It might be good to get a put on these. Well, let's pull them back a little. Let's see where it goes from there. But yeah, I mean, this is so bearish. It just like it had already fallen so much down, and now it's just consolidating sideways. Very bearish. I'm befuddled why it's so bearish, but there's gonna be. I think there's gonna be a change coming, but not right now. But at some point soon, coming out of the market a little bit and going more into Bitcoin. Let's take a look at MSTR and see where it goes. It's changing the other things though, which sucks. I'll have to change them back, but I want to see. So MSTR down here around 320. That's where I could expect it to fall. Ah, and change these. It's so annoying. And it changes both of these. There has to be a way to make it not move both of them. That's ridiculous. Hey. One minute, yep, and it's coming back down. Yeah, so I think I want to get rid of these. I think a put on MSTU will be good. I'm gonna go for that. It looked like MSTR would come down to about 320. 320 on 336 is, there you go. It's about 5%. Yeah, 15. Yeah. So about 5%. So MSTU should go down about 10%. And yeah, let me make sure. I want to be sure about that. I think so. I mean, that ain't looking any good. Yeah, none of this is looking good. Okay, I think I'm sure. MSTU put and take it. Expect it to go down. Jesus. Oh yeah, well I expect it can go down 10%. So 10% would be 50 cents about, so about 470, 460. Should make that worth 40 cents. Double up. That worth almost double up. $45, $60. Yeah, I'll take this one for $45. Ah, shit. I don't have that much available. SVIX is going down since when I bought it. That's fucking ridiculous. The market's going up. Ah, yeah. Okay, now's the time to buy this. $4.50 for 5 cents. I think it'll go down to there. Maybe. Maybe not. But 5 cents on the put. I was thinking it would probably just go to 470. You can still probably get out for a profit though. Sell it, don't just let it strike. Yeah, I mean, moral of the story is Bitcoin is looking Short-term bearish to me. Chart doesn't look good. This chart does not look good. Dropped a bunch, consolidating on the downside too. I mean, it just, every time it goes up, it's back down, and it just keeps poking support, and we're about at the floor again. Doesn't look good. I got some MSTU puts. Not a lot. I didn't have all that much stuff to play with. Market's still looking strong. SFIX should be doing better than it is. It's bullshit. It dropped. It just tanked. I mean, implied volatility, but it's not going to get that volatility unless something comes out. It'll just consolidate and go sideways, maybe pull back slightly down, but it probably holds the 666 price, or even damn near 667 it'll hold. Yes. SFIX will probably play some catch up, so it should be a good hold actually. I guess now I've got both sides of the Bitcoin volatility. I mean, I sold all my MSTR calls, but I do have a lot of MSTU calls. They're not even sellable at this point. There's no buyers, but I've got them. And so Bitcoin goes up a whole bunch, I'd make the most, even though I just bought some MSTU puts. It's barely any compared to the calls. But I'm expecting it to go down, drop. I mean, I think that the floor is going to fall out, which is just really surprising. Like I've said, thought there was a better catalyst for it than that, but I think the floor is going to fall out of Bitcoin. And for Bitcoin to be doing this when the market's going up is really fucked. Hey, one viewer. How about that? Well, thank you, viewer. I wonder if that's... No, they're not talking about me, I don't think. I'm not on it. Okay, well, thank you, viewer. What we've got going on is the market's at all-time high, looking really strong. It's pretty extended, but it's just consolidating sideways when it is. And so without any additional news to the net downside, if there's no negative news, I would expect it to either consolidate, have a pull. It could pull back, but I think it'll hold this 667 level. And overall, it's really strong. I just moved some stuff into SFIX, and SFIX is down on implied volatility, but typically SFIX goes up when the market goes up. I guess a lot of implied volatility here with this sharp run up, but I think SFIX will play some catch up. Bitcoin, I like it overall, but right now I do not like it. I sold my calls on MSTR, and I actually bought some puts on MSTU. The chart looks terrible. You can post a comment, and let me see how I can even see my comments. If you want to post a comment and ask a question, I will do my best to answer it. There's a live chat. I gotta have a better way to pull it up than this. Maybe there's not. I would think there'd be a better way to pull it up than that, but maybe not. But if you've got a question, let me know. I can look at a ticker for you or whatever. Got one viewer, so you're king right now. You get to be treated like the king or queen, whatever you are. This is still just bad action on Bitcoin, falling. I mean, even like if you look like this, falling below this low. I mean, it's just weakness, just constant weakness. pretty much everything it's shown has been weakness, even when it has a strong bounce. Back to where it was. Lower, lower, lower. This high was lower. This high is lower. Now this low is lower than this low. It's so much weakness. I mean, things could change at some point because some whales might be like, okay, this is a great price. But right now, there's no sign of that. This price action tells you what investors are thinking. And what's being thought of right now is bearish. Yeah, after dropping this much, should have investors thinking buying opportunity. Let's buy it up. People saying I'm not going to sell it down here, but that's not the case. If there's ever buyers, there's more sellers, and people still want to sell it at this price, and not enough people are wanting to buy it at this price, and that's why it's staying down here. Very bearish. Looks like the market's having a little bit of a pullback. I wouldn't be surprised that it does, but this is a little bit risky, but I'm going to hold the SFIX overnight. Market strong, has been strong for ending today, and if tomorrow is a continuation of how today ends, then should be strong tomorrow. Feels awkward and weird to have it continue to be strong because look how extended it is. And when you look at the a long-term chart from the post-COVID era, it's past the long-term resistance trend line, which is perfectly parallel to the support trend line, and so that's not good. Well, it's not that that's not good. It's just that it means it's extended, and but man, it's still just so strong. But yeah, this would be the post-COVID, a post-COVID trend line, basically, on the weekly chart, long term, and it's very extended. Or take it from the low there to this one, and then you see it's perfectly parallel. That's a sign that it's pretty reliable. From the COVID low to the next low kind of sets the stage for what kind of growth percent you're going to have, what will be reasonable, and we're extended from that. Now maybe take it from the pre-COVID high, and I guess if you change it to here, now we're not extended, but that is so steep, and maybe it is parallel to this one. It's close to parallel. That's still very steep. I think if you're going to have that, you should at least have it more like this. Something like that. I'll see where that lands. Now you see that lands very close to where we're at, so maybe there's something to that. And even this, so there's a lot of different ways you can slice it. No matter how you slice it, I guess if you go the steepest, we're not there, but that's really steep. It'd be hard to expect it to continue that, but this is the weekly chart. This is steep, steep, steep stuff. I don't like all these things. Get rid of all this shit. What is that? Yeah, it's steep. Steep on the weekly. Steep on the daily. Steep. So, like I said last week, I'd be very cautious holding on to this market, but I'm going to hold on to the SFIX overnight because right now it looks really strong. The market looks really strong, but I'm pretty cautious, and it's pretty risky being that extended. Any bad news or whatever, there's a lot of room to the downside. And it looks like right now it's coming back down a bit. I think it'll hold this price because it got up to this price. It was tough to break it. When they decide to break it, once you get back to it, it's like investors just decided that it was worth more. Now why would it be worth less? Oh, look at that. Bitcoin bottom's falling out. As predicted. Yep, didn't quite go for a new low, but very, very close. 112.269, 273, extremely close, and it's not rebounding off of, it gets down to the new low or the previous low, and this ain't shit for a rebound, so it's gonna break this low. Wonder if I should actually get more money in those puts. I'd have to sell SFIX and cause myself a day trade, but I think it's probably worth it. See if hopefully it can hold on for a second so I can get this in here. Shitty time to sell SFIX though. The market's recovering strong right now, really strong. Man, the market's recovering really strong. Doesn't feel like a great time to sell SFIX, but feels like a great time to own these puts. Yay. Oh, especially because MSTR is holding price. It's actually doing pretty well. Doing okay. Yeah. I shouldn't have bought all that SFIX. Sell a little bit of it. Let's sell 900. Okay, sold a bunch of my SFIX that I had just bought because I want to buy some of this MSTU puts. MSTU is 2x the. I'm going to take 550 puts. They're expiring this Friday is what I'm taking. Let's go 0.45. Take 10 of those. No, let's take 15 of those. Let's take 11. Got him. Got 11 for 45 cents. That's what I'm talking about. MSTR is doing well. There's been a lot of hype on it lately, but this is not the bounce that you need when it just got to a low. This is more of a consolidation than a bounce. I mean, this is barely a bounce. It's not as sharp as what you want, so we're going to go ahead and buy it some more. See if hopefully I can get them for 18 cents. What did I get them for? I don't know. Not bad anyway. If I have any money left for more, I'll take some more. Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm getting them for 18. So that's pretty good. So I got $5 puts on MSTU for 18 cents, expire this Friday, and I put the bid in for 20, but it executed 18. And then $5.50. I put the bid in for 45 cents. It executed. Might have got a good deal on it. I'm not sure. And I'll take two more for 50, even though I don't really think it's going to get to 450. Okay. Now I loaded up on the puts. Now I've loaded up on them puts pretty well. Pretty handedly. Let's see. Let's see. I want to know what I did get these for. My average cost was 45 cents. Boom! There's the bottom. Bottom falling out of Bitcoin. Right? What's going on? Yep. New lows. This is how you stay flexible. I was betting on Bitcoin just since I started the stream. Sold my MSTR calls because the chart looked like shit. I should have done it sooner probably, but I was lollygagging. Sold my MSTR calls. And bought MSTU puts. So just basically flipped my position. MSTU is 2x MSTR. Flipped the position. And the bottom falling out on the intraday chart. Where is it going to go to? I mean, it's already losing this support, isn't it? Where was that at? 112 even. So, I mean, it's kind of pretty much going to lose that support. Well, I guess its next support is in here, but falling even to this would be pretty bearish. I'm not sure that it's going to be that bearish. I wouldn't think it would be. Could come maybe into something like this, 109-ish. Well, the thing is, if it falls even to this, the reason I say it's pretty bearish and this and that is if it falls even to this, then I would expect it to go even lower. Maybe not right away, maybe a shitty bounce and a consolidation, but then even lower. And I don't think it'd be that bearish, but we'll see. But I think 109,000 could be reasonable. I think the bottom's going to fall out the bottom's falling out now. Where does it end up? Maybe 110 is a nice even number. And you did have support on these points, like here and here, on that 109 area, plus this was resistance around 109, 110. Come all the way down to 108 or 107. Then anyway, I think MSTR will be tanking. If the bottom falls out here, MSTR didn't tank that hard from this move, and or from this move. Well, yeah, basically this move from the weekend and today, it didn't go down that hard, and so I think MSTR has got some catching up to do. Bottom falls out now. MSTR gonna probably really feel it. MSTR probably go to 320 at least, I think. About a 5% drop, maybe more. MSTU, just double that. Market hanging in there. It pulled down. Look at that, right where I said earlier in this stream would be support. I said this area will be support because it was resistance, and they decided the price was worth more. Now, once they just decided the price was worth more, so when it gets back to that price, what's changed? Nothing's changed. So there's a pullback, selling, but you're not going to go below the price that you just decided it was worth more than. So I nailed that exactly. I mean, I said if it pulls down, I said just about an hour ago, if it pulls down watch for this to be the support where it bounces back up. And that's exactly money, exactly what happened. Now it's running. I expect it to just kind of consolidate for the rest of the day. I mean, it is bullish. It looks bullish. It can go for more, but it's just getting so extended. Yeah, Bitcoin, yeah, and like I was saying here, it falls down to the previous low, and it didn't bounce. It just went sideways. When it goes sideways after falling down to the previous low, this is the most reliable indicator. We've had like 5 examples of this since I started this stream. Falls down to here, goes sideways. Super reliable indicator that it's fallen for more. Because if it wasn't going to, it would have had some buying pressure and bounced. But any buying pressure it had was met with just equal amount of selling, which after already dropping is just like, damn. And so, yep, it fell for more. Now we are getting a decent bounce, but I mean, I don't believe it is. Is it going to reverse this move? I mean, doubt it. Just made the decision on this. Probably won't even get up to there. It's probably going to go. So it looks like that's about how we're going to finish the day. Let's see, did we get anybody else in here? Or did we lose our one guy? We still got our guy. Leave me a comment. I'll answer a comment. Gotta probably figure out a better way to get this on the page. Oh, I guess I did figure that out, didn't I? Get rid of this stupid shit. Why is that on there? I'll get rid of that. How do I get that off there? I don't know how to get this off there. It's annoying me though. Why does it say top fans? Ain't any top fans. There's just one fan. My number one fan. Go ahead and leave a post in the comment. Ask whatever question you want. You're the only guy in here. Or girl. Look at that. Woo! Went ahead and edging up for more all-time high. Insane. Went for another all-time high. Just fucking strong, man. Not going for all-time highs, just going for all-time lows. Since I started the stream, pretty accurate predictions on both markets, and they're moving opposite each other, which usually doesn't really happen like all that much. You know, the market goes up and Bitcoin's going up, and market's going down, Bitcoin's going down. I mean, one may beat Bitcoin, may outperform the market, but still has some similar movement in that way, but not today. Now, Bitcoin is rebounding strong, and it's back at this level where it consolidated, which was about the previous low. So this is an interesting spot. It would be a pretty big reversal if it goes above it after it just settled here and decided it wasn't worth it. But every now and then, there's a reversal. They say, well, the other people were wrong and we're going to correct it and whatever. But usually, they just decided it wasn't worth that price. They're not going to change. Not like they're changing their mind. They probably weren't the one that decided it, but still. I will take this up to the close. I'm going to check Robinhood, see if there's anything interesting else going on. MSTR is finally crashing downward a good bit. Or a little bit. Gold had a hell of a day. Oil did okay. Silver had a great day. Market had a good day. Open is crashing. Open was one I wanted to short. They're down 12.5%. China apparently having a slightly rough day. Yang, a 3x ETF on China, is up. From what I hear, China's, oh, look at that, stopped here and was like, whoop, yep, we are worth it. Let's go for it. So that's a little short-term bullish sign for a reversal. See if it plays out. And keep an eye on GameStop. If I'm not mistaken, you can just buy the stock right before the warrants are issued. Well, you'd have to, that has to settle, so you'd have to buy it like 2 days before, and then get your warrants and then sell the stock. The call options may never be worth anything, but it's priced at, I think, $33 or something. But you never know with GameStop. Could be, but I expect GameStop in October will crash. Yeah, it's looking pretty strong for Bitcoin in a way. But strength at this point is going to probably just be recovering. I mean, I don't foresee it just, totally changing direction and pew. If anything, come up to maybe here, but even so, it's probably going to be a slow maneuver. Like I say, owning Bitcoin wouldn't be so bad. I mean, I'd probably wait, see if it falls down a little bit more, but not so bad. But owning out of the money calls on MSTR, yeah, that's not, Bitcoin can't just go sideways and you'll be all right. You need Bitcoin to go up, and so there's going to be a great opportunity though. When Bitcoin's done falling a good bit, when it gets to 109, if it gets to 109, probably a good opportunity. If it goes lower, whenever it looks like it's going to turn around, it's probably a good opportunity to buy some MSTR, MSTU calls. I would expect Bitcoin to rebound strongly. I don't really see a good reason why it's getting beat down like this. It was, when was this? And this is July 15th. So in the middle of July, 2 months ago, it was higher than it is now. Well, I think every month the catalyst for Bitcoin just gets better. Oh, there's a little bit of a civil war going on in the Bitcoin thing with the two different ones. So maybe that's playing into it. Michael Taylor was talking about it the other day, or he was asked about it. Okay, yeah, well, like I say, it was strong, but like I say, even strength for it is basically just not as much strength, but more so just maybe won't be quite as crashy and bearish. Like I say, I don't expect it to be totally crashy and bearish because I think the fundamentals, the catalyst is all there for Bitcoin, but the chart says it ain't going good. And Bitcoin has followed my chart reading very, very well over the years, because there is fundamental catalyst for Bitcoin, but not so much as like a company, as like another company, another stock. And so a lot of it is based on what people want it to be worth, which is what chart reading is great for. It tells you what people, what prices people are more buying or more selling, or or what price where the buying and selling is like an evenly matched game. So there's coming down to the final few minutes of the market. It's closing almost at its all-time highs. It'll be an all-time high close. Very impressive. This is the daily chart. Very impressive. It's almost at its all-time highs. Very close to its all-time highs, and it's off of it from today's high, not from any other day. So it'll be an all-time high close, and looks very strong. I don't know if it's warranted. Like I say about the rate cuts and everything, wasn't really like positive news from what was expected. In fact, I mean, 2 more rate cuts was expected, and there was almost enough dot plot voters to say no more rate cuts. There was a lot of it. All right, well, we're in the final minute here. I don't guess I'm going to make any other trades. The market is hella strong. The VIX, let's see how the VIX was doing. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the VIX is spiking. So me shorting the VIX, my buy is down 1%. But it's ridiculous. People are betting on volatility coming up, I guess, but they're going to probably end up eating it. And wouldn't be surprised if SVIX has a really good day tomorrow. I mean, as long as the market holds steady, I think SVIX has some catching up to do, because the VIX spiking today on a day when the market was doing well. And so, yeah, if the market holds in there, there's going to be some making up to do on that. And I think there's going to be some making up to do on MSTR as well, because MSTR only lost 2.5% today. Bitcoin was not looking good. Okay, the market is closed. This is pretty kind of important spot for Bitcoin. Me having puts, there's nothing I can really trade on it anyways. I'm still pretty interested though in where this price ends up, but I'll probably leave it here anyways, with just some things to mention that if it pokes this new low bunch, expect it to fall through this low, and if it does fall through this low, you can expect it to drop pretty substantially, probably down to 110,000. And the market finished with the last couple minutes of selling, but still right there. It's right there at that the new support that I had already mentioned, but ripped off of it before. So unless there's some kind of news that comes out that's bad for the market, I expect tomorrow and after hours it'll be good. Probably go for all-time high again tomorrow. But I mean, at some point, you think that there's going to be some thought on that this is getting extended too much. But so far, so good. Let's look at Bitcoin. Not looking good. He said this is short-term bearish and everything, or bullish, especially ripped up here pretty strong, and then just a short consolidation and went past this spot, but reversed back and coming down pretty hard, and so wouldn't be counting on it. I think I'm going to leave it there for my first stream. Thank you. Anybody that goes back and watches this, please subscribe, like the video, whatever. Subscribing is the best, though. 1 viewer, I guess, on the channel, so I appreciate you. See if you left any comment. No, but that is cool. I appreciate it, and yeah, try to catch you guys tomorrow. Good luck, everybody. Had some definitely valuable, good predictions today, I would say. When we were at this point at the beginning of the stream, I was saying we're looking like it's going to pop for higher because it's running up and then consolidating instead of pulling down. It did pop for higher. When it did pop for higher, I said this will be the new support line, and I explained why, and that is exactly what happened. And then Bitcoin, I was also on the money the whole way. I actually sold my MSTR calls, bought MSTU puts, and I was exactly right on that. What you had is a big drop. Well, even this was before I was able to make the move, but this is a big sign too. It drops and then consolidates. It's looking to drop more. And actually, even was it before that? Oh yeah, because that was this point, and even this was before that over the weekend. But just for the stream, was in this point. It's the same exact idea. It drops all this way, and then it's not bouncing back strong. And every time it does bounce back, it comes back to where it was. So somewhere in here, it's like, you know, it's time to get out of here. It just keeps poking against the floor. It's going to fall through the floor eventually, and it did exactly that after I sold out. And now look at that. It's getting pretty close again. So I would stay away for a minute and let it fall down. Let it fall down to 110, maybe even lower. I expect that when it falls down to a certain point, it's going to get a really strong bounce back because it's just such a good buying opportunity, I think. I'm going to leave it there. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.